it's gonna be different for you.
I think I said this before people killed me. I said that this reminds me, and it could be like Pacquiao when he fought De La Hoya. So at the end of the day, looking forward, off of the last fight with Canelo, I like Crawford every bit as much as I did before.
In his final remarks regarding the impending Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford mega fight, Mike Tyson didn't mince words.
Anything can happen when two men are in a ring or in a basketball court. Anything can happen.
The former heavyweight champion stated unequivocally that although he admires Crawford's skill, he simply cannot imagine him defeating Canelo when they square off on September 13th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Tyson's response has only intensified what is already being regarded as one of the most significant bouts in boxing history. The math doesn't add up for Tyson. Although he acknowledged that he would love to see Crawford pull off the upset, he simply cannot imagine the American being able to overcome Canelo's strength, ring IQ, and toughness after studying them. Although Tyson would like to see the event firsthand, he finds it hard to see how it could turn out well for Crawford.
I want Crawford to win, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. You know, I would like for that to happen, but this guy's a hard puncher, he's a smart fighter, he can move. I'm just curious. I just want to see it. I want to be there to see it. Because listen, there's been upsets like that before. You know, Henry Armstrong, 124 pounds, he beat the 146-pound champ. So, you know, you never know. Anything can happen when two men are in a ring or in a basketball court. Anything.
Fans all throughout the world are fascinated by the fight because of the historical significance of it as well as the belts on the line. Canelo, who has dominated at 168 pounds for years, enters this fight as the undisputed super middleweight champion. He has stacked wins over opponents like Jindy Golovkin, Caleb Plant, Gerald Charlo, and others since moving up from middleweight in 2018, solidifying his status as the man to beat at the weight. The stakes are significantly higher for Crawford. He is currently attempting to accomplish something that no male boxer has ever accomplished before, becoming undisputed in 3 distinct weight classes. He is already the undisputed champion at both super lightweight and welterweight.
Go back and forwards, to be honest with you. Like, when I talk to Bud, I kind of like, he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability and he's very convincing. And then you see the presser yesterday and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo. So.
Before this fight, Tyson isn't the only one making noise. The Cuban who shared the ring with Canelo in May, William Skull, also offered his prediction on what would happen. Skull, Canelo's most recent opponent, attempted to unseat the Mexican superstar but lost a majority decision in Riyadh. Skull claimed that many onlookers agreed with him and that he had done enough to win despite the defeat. Considering Canelo's impending test now in contrast to Crawford, Skull has a slightly different perspective. He believes that although the battle will be intriguing, there is simply too much of a natural size gap between the two fighters. He gave Canelo a chance rating of between 3 to 4, noting that the Mexican will take full advantage of his inherent advantage as the bigger guy at super middleweight.
I think it's going to be a great fight. There is a disadvantage in regards to the weight classes. If there wasn't, it would be a 50-50.
After witnessing Canelo spar in person, Ryan Garcia, another former ally, has also made his prediction. Having previously been a member of the same program, Garcia is familiar with the Rioso gym and has seen the champion's preparation up close. Garcia doesn't think Crawford can actually bother Canelo in a way that alters the result based on what he's witnessed. Even while he anticipates that Crawford will score often with his deft connections, he doesn't think those shots will have any effect. Garcia believes that Canelo has mastered the art of taking hits without changing the course of the fight. He believes the battle will lean significantly in his favor if the Mexican begins to assert his stature and strength.
Crawford Canelo, Rod. Keep it a stack. This is the fight of the century. Everybody's talking.
I know.
How do you see it, man?
Man, I really see. I see that Bud is gonna do good. He's gonna do good, but I don't think he's gonna win. But I do see Bud like getting a lot of punches off, being able to tag Canelo with some shots, but they have no effect. That's the thing.
He has the best chin that I've ever
Bro,
seen.
and nothing
in my
moves
life.
his head.
Yeah, I've never.
So
I seen one time Triple G hit him and he kind of like, and then he's right back on it.
Bro, that's the thing. Like, I know he's gonna be able to hit Canelo because I've seen Canelo in sparring where he like, not that he's getting hit. Well, he is getting hit, but it's so ineffective that what he's doing is just he imposing himself too well, and I see that happening.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, Crawford is a great fighter. I think he's one of the best. I just think that he's biting a little bit more than he could chew. But you never know. If anybody can do it, it could be Crawford. You know, I do see him like when he fights. I'm like, damn, how do you beat this guy? You know, he could do it all. He could box. He could bang. He could, you know, step on the gas when he needs to. He could, you know, he could do everything. The only thing I see is sometimes he gets cracked with some crazy ass shots. But other than that, I mean, he's really one of the most complete fighters I've seen.
Strength is just too great to be disregarded. Canelo versus Crawford will shortly take place. For that one, who do you have? However, Crawford is not being written off by everyone. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, a rising star, is rooting for the underdog. Rodriguez believes that Crawford's versatility and ring IQ exceed any physical drawbacks. Although Canelo's stature and strength are clear threats, he thinks Crawford is capable of coming up with solutions. Rodriguez believes that Crawford's ability to evaluate opponents and implement game plans that counteract strengths could make the difference this time.
Canelo versus Crawford coming up very soon. Who do you got for that one? How do you see it going?
It's going to be a great fight in the beginning because Crawford is a great fighter as well. I think that the size difference is going to be too much for Crawford. And I think that once they start mingling and battling, I think that Canelo might be able to get Crawford. But anything can happen. I mean, Crawford can catch him on chin too. I mean, it's not like it's a for sure thing. It just seems that Canelo has speed and his power at that weight, so it's going to be hard for Crawford to do anything.
Rodriguez is not alone himself. Landy Aris Lara, who once fought Canelo to the end in a contentious bout, believes Crawford has a future. Although Lara is aware of how difficult it is to defeat Canelo, he thinks that movement will be crucial. He would advise Crawford to be light on his feet, to force Canelo to chase instead of allowing him set the terms, and to never let the fight turn into a brawl. Lara believes Crawford has a good chance of winning if he sticks to that plan.
Your opinion on Canelo Crawford? How do you think that fight plays out?
It's a difficult fight. Crawford, he has the skills to box and stay on the outside, but Canelo has the power, the size advantage, so it's a very difficult fight to call. I know Crawford will have to box a perfect fight for 12 rounds. Canelo can change the fight with one punch, so it's a very difficult fight. I've been saying that I favor Crawford. People don't like it, but it is what it is. I would favor Crawford in this.
However, Manny Pacquiao is the person at the other extreme of the spectrum. The legendary boxer, who understands the importance of having the guts to overcome obstacles, has backed Canelo. Even though Pacquiao didn't conduct a thorough tactical analysis, his support of the Mexican champion is significant on its own. The endorsement, which comes from a legend who himself defeated weight classes, enhances Canelo's already strong fan base.
Very interesting 50-50 fight. He feels that Canelo's very strong right now, and he wants to figure out to see how Crawford's going to handle the power, especially in the early rounds, and what's going to happen. So yeah, he said he remembers fighting Canelo back 14 years ago it is now, and he said he remembers he uses legs real good, and as long as Crawford uses his legs and he doesn't let Canelo just hit him in the arms and beat him up in the arms, he has a very good chance.
Others, meanwhile, are still supporting Crawford's chances. For instance, Keon Davis believes that the weight differential isn't as important as people believe. He highlights Crawford's adaptability and mental toughness, claiming that these qualities may level the playing field when against a larger man. Davis doesn't believe the story. The outcome is determined solely by that size.
That's not easy for Crawford. I mean, it's Canelo has the big advantage, but Crawford needs to manage well his body, his speed, and his power, because he's moving up to another level of weight.
I asked this because you did it with Margarito. You went to 54, and people were like, "Oh my God, this guy's so big, Margarito," but your speed made the difference in that fight. Well, what advice would you give a smaller guy like Crawford to fight someone like Canelo, who's a lot bigger and stronger?
You know, preparing like that opponents, like is not only the speed, but you know the techniques that you can use in the fight. Like make sure that in your daily routine, training routine, like that, make sure that all the techniques, strategy, combination, like you know, it's accurate to your opponent's style. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you have a exam, a math exam tomorrow, you have to review right now a math subject. You don't need to review English subject or a science subject. You have to review math subject because tomorrow you're going to have a exam. You're going to exam a math subject.
That's a hard exam.
This doesn't believe the story. The outcome is determined solely by that size.
Have you been in there with Crawford? Yeah. So you've been in there with Crawford. You've been in there with Canelo. What can you take from sparring both of them to gauge what's gonna happen in September?
Preparation is gonna definitely.
Sean Porter, who has shared a ring with Crawford, doesn't believe size alone will decide anything. He respects Crawford's ability to make rapid adjustments mid-fight, something he experienced firsthand. Porter has seen how quickly Crawford can figure opponents out, even ones who start strong. For him, that quality makes Crawford dangerous no matter the size difference.
I think Terence Crawford is one of the most craftiest dudes that Canelo gonna be in the ring with. Hand speed, IQ, long arms, speed, power. You know, switch hitter. I just think that it's gonna be a lot for. It's gonna be something different for Canelo, but then Canelo's Canelo. You know, Canelo been first title defense was in 2011 versus Ricky Hatton, and he's still on top to the present time. So this is over 10 years. We're going on like 15 years of this guy fighting on the championship level. So there's nothing new for him. So I do believe that it's gonna be a huge fight for both guys. But obviously I'm backing Bud. You know, I have a personal relationship with Terence Crawford, and he's a black fighter, and I do want to see my own winning. I think, you know, Bud is a great guy, you know, especially always being hands-on with the young fighters coming up behind him, guys like me, Shakur, Devin Haney's, being in the gym with guys like us, and, you know, just giving us free game and shit like that. So I think that would be motivation for the young ones behind him, to show them like, yeah, like I could do it, like you could do it too. So I really want to see Bud win that fight, and I think
on one side stands Canelo Alvarez, the proven king at super, middleweight with years of dominance, and the weight advantage on his side.